Arr! Two mates are sailing the seven seas to the land of fire and ice. They shall explore the world on the other side of the map, with its bubbling volcanoes and vast landscapes. So join the mates on their adventurous journey.
We are going on a 2 weeks hiking trip to Iceland with nothing but some camping gear and food supply. And there is no way we can get lost because we have GPS.
This is this mountain and we have to walk around from the other side, yeah.
So we're basically going back.
Yeah, we're like this.
And with the right type of clothes, we would always be perfectly prepared against the cold and wet. Well, at some point we realized this will be an intense 2 weeks trip. But let's start from the top. Back home I did some research on the trip. I looked at countless photos on Instagram and Google. I came across those websites saying, experience unlike anything found elsewhere. So much to explore. Rushing waterfall, geothermal activity, steam vents, bubbling hot pools, pockets of lush yellow wildflowers. Well, that all sounded very promising. So we packed our stuff and took a 4-hour flight to Reykjavik. Plan was to travel to the very heart of Iceland and hike the Landmannalaugar trail across the most isolated places and all the way down to the south coast for 7 days.
What?
Yeah, right. 7 days wilderness, bro. That means freezing cold temperatures, hiking all day, sleeping in a tent, eat space food, drink water from the rivers, and no shower for 7 days. Best holiday ever. We're going to have space food tonight. After a long bus ride, we made it to the trailhead of Landmannalaugar. But it wasn't just a bus ride. To move along those windy, mountainous gravel roads with river crossings and no bridges, it's gonna be a kick-ass 4x4 off-road truck from the deepest circle of the hell. As soon as we got there, we pitched the tent into the community-like campsite. Alright, here we are at the end of the world, so what are we gonna do now? Well, let's take a dip into the nearby hot pools first.
Dude, this is amazing!
Right? And this is only the cold part.
Yeah, the cold part.
After spending quite some time in the mesmerizing warmth of the hot pool, reality settled in. Start hiking! And since it was raining that day, we performed a little sun dance to calm the raging goddess of the valley. First step into the trek, we noticed the epic looking landscape. And then we realized those photos on Instagram and Google were right. We are standing on a mountain in the middle of the Icelandic wilderness. Everywhere you look are colorful hills, snow-capped peaks, moss-covered slopes, majestic waterfalls and steaming volcanoes. And you are just there, in the middle of it, taking it all in. Did we think we would be overwhelmed by the beauty of Mother Nature? Yeah, maybe a little bit. Halfway along the trek, we walked past the steam vent. Breathing in this hot, thick air through your nose and into your lungs makes you feel so alive. It did not stop raining, but the beauty of the surroundings kept the spirits up. We reached the campsite in pouring rain. It was quite a challenge to pitch the tent in the wet and storm, but chilling in the sleeping bags after a nice warm dinner makes you feel like home.
day 2 on the trip, and it's in the morning. It's very cold, about 5 degrees or something, and had a pretty rough night. Lots of rain, lots of wind. Here we are. We survived.
Finally, sun. Summertime means sun time, but only for a short period of time. While during the winter the sun doesn't even make it above the horizon, in summertime the sun hardly sets during nighttime. Large amounts of snow and ice melt away and give birth to a small but very much alive plant environment. Even in August we witness the fight of plants growing their way through the remainings of the winter. We kept walking along those vast snowfields and all the way until we reached an edge. And what we saw was nearly incredible. An epic landscape of lowland, stretching from the very left to right. Covered by perfectly shaped volcanoes and surrounded by a huge snow-covered mountain range. A set of colors like not from this world and a blue lake right in the middle of it. A moment we will never forget. Motivation was on the top, but soon later Mother Nature reminded us what traveling in Iceland was all about. We were about to cross our first river on the trip.
Now this is where we're going to sleep.
A short walk later, we reached the next campsite. The sun was still out, no wind and dry clothes. It makes life so much easier. It is interesting how a nice patch of grass makes a difference about a good or a bad night.
So normally I cook some special food, like seafood or something, baked meat. But now
It's gonna be white soup and red soup.
That's okay, dude. Don't worry about it.
and the powder milk is also here.
Leaving comfort zone. Everyone experienced this in one or another way. But then there's people that seek leaving their comfort zone on a daily basis. What is wrong with those people? Every now and then we met hikers on the way, and sometimes we had to overtake another person. One time we tried overtaking this solo Asian guy, but he walked so fast we just couldn't do it. This is how we met Lei, the crazy free-food guy from Malaysia.
Did you get this from free food as well?
No, this is not free. This is like, I still spend like $50 in the store.
Second river crossing and still intensely excited. You can never be sure what the bottom is like and how deep it actually is. And the barefoot situation combined with the freezing cold water makes it even more adventurous.
cold.
Alright, so what's for lunch? Tuna and bread. Oh yeah, boy. Well, we already hiked 15 kilometers from the last campsite, and we'll probably hike another 15. So we skip this one and keep going to the next one.
Which come another Buddhist people? And the same question.
Alright, so we walked 30 kilometers today. Pretty stoked we make it before the rain. And tomorrow's our day off. Packing everything, cooking, we even got a sauna, we got a hot pool, and a nice place to cook. Andre's preparing breakfast. After 3 days and 55 kilometers on the trek, it was just about time to relax. It turned out we would be in the perfect place for this. There you go.
Does it pop out again?
Oh man. This is our improvised laundry. Yeah.
Okay, let me put a little more of this. Okay.
You do it well. You do it fine.
I feel
Keep
very
it up.
happy to clean your underwear.